Hello everybody and welcome back to City Skylines Vanilla Series with me, TDavy1. This is episode something, I don't remember. 19? I'm going to guess 19, that's probably way off. Let's find out. So today we are working on the university. I'm just showing off this traffic because there is a queue of traffic forming on this bridge, which I have noticed. And last night I was doing some tests and do some other little things. So I'm going to show you some footage of what I was up to last night trying to solve the traffic issue, which didn't work because if I solved it, I'd have kept it in and used that as the intro montage. So let me show you what I made and then show you why it didn't work.
My secrets are burning a hole through my heart and my bones catch a fever. When it cuts you up this deep, it's hard to find a way to breathe. Your eyes are swallowing me. Mirrors start to whisper, shadows start to sing. My skin smothering me. Help me find a way to breathe. Time stood still the way it did before. It's like I'm sleepwalking.
So yeah, as you can see from that footage, I did make a nice big junction here instead. I personally made it myself. I didn't use an asset off the workshop. I made it. It ran a bridge over the top of this water grate, connected to a nice roundabout over here. And it didn't work because all it done is it diverted the traffic which was queuing up in and around here and moved it all the way over to here, which was then going to cause an issue in this area, which is currently working fine, so I don't want to be messing around with that. You will notice one extra little road which is coming into here. Now this is very important. So we used to have some queuing traffic in and around this area because all of the traffic for the industrial zone, this oil industrial zone, was coming in off this highway or coming off this highway this direction, coming into this roundabout junction section here, queuing all the way up along this road, all the way along this road, through this roundabout and then into the oil industry. So I thought I'd give them an underground bypass just to cut a lot of that traffic out. And as you can see, a lot of the trucks are diving down that way from both directions because that works very well for them. Let's cut out of this screen and boop underground with a road tool so you can see what I've done. I simply have just given this a little snippet road that connects into here. This has just got a little turnaround loop. So there is a few queuing cars, you can see, you know, it does queue up a little bit in and around here, but it is flowing at all times. But any trucks that clearly just want to go straight to this oil industry, they have a nice clean bypass just to cut all of this queuing out. And then I know all of this other stuff is doing other things for my city. Now, this episode is going to be focusing on the university, but I want to record maybe 1 to 2 more episodes back to back straight away because I want more episodes a week of City Skylines. It's doing well for views and I'm really having fun with this game. And number 2, I have worked out a few little issues with the city that I think I can solve in different ways. First one being is traffic. Traffic is an issue, but we can't do too much about it at the moment with the way that our road setups is. If we could bolt this road that is here, this junction, have a nice big old junction that comes through here and bolt straight into this highway, that would solve 95% of my issues, I think. But I cannot do that, and what we've been trying to do is try to get into this train connection as fast as we can to try and get cargo trains up. I've just ignored the obvious solution here, and it's a simple mistake. Having a cargo hub in a couple of spots around my city when it comes to ferries would be the way to go. So I'm going to have a ferry one over here that could do some cargo stuff. I could then have another one maybe over here somewhere that connects to my industrial zone. I could even then have a normal harbour that could do for passengers, because I have a lot of private vehicles coming into the city via these roads, especially for match days. So if I put maybe a harbour over here, then run a train line over to the train station, and then from the train station they have the option to grab a bus, they have the option to grab some different train lines, they then have the world as their oyster to get around. I could also run a ferry line that just boops them around to, say, around here somewhere, and have an extra stop on this line, so it's all nice and connected. So that is one thing I want to be doing in maybe the next episode or the episode after that. The other thing is I've been using the in-game tools because these are important. You should be using them as much as you can, and they do give you a lot of information. I know there's some extra mods that you can use that will tell you extra stuff. But as you can see, we are importing a lot of products and we are exporting a lot of products as well. So we're exporting a lot of forestry, a lot of agriculture, a little bit of mail, and a lot of oil. So we know we're exporting 3,000 odd units. That's a lot of vehicles on the road. So having a harbour would cut that down. Also, having a harbour would cut down the amount of imports we have, because it would just be an easier way in. Say we had a cargo harbour over here, all of these oil products that are coming in could just come into here instead via the sea, then drive in and around the oil industry, then just boop straight back out. The other thing what we are importing, and a lot of it, which is quite concerning, is the amount of goods, which clearly means that we just need more of this industry, this non-speciality industry, so we can feed the city. So I'm thinking in a later episode as well, we may cut this oil industry in half, so straight down this line, and may move these barracks over or just keep them in there, and have some non-speciality industry in this area as well, just to help feed these commercial buildings over this side of the city. And it may be something that we add somewhere else as well. So in the future we may look at another spot, hopefully on the map, and try and find some more industry, some normal industry that can help feed our city with the goods, because otherwise we're going to be causing ourselves a lot of imported traffic that we can probably cut down, and as soon as we cut it down it's going to ease on our roads. Our roads are good 95% of the time, it's just this one junction here which is causing all the issues. And it's the main junction that's being used for match days as well. So when we have a big wave of matches, so that's 750 visitors, plus all of the imported goods products, plus all of the oil products that are coming through this road, this roundabout gets overwhelmed. It doesn't matter how good this roundabout is, it's just too much traffic going through it. So we just need to try and get as many cars off the road, and having some nice harbours will be the way of doing that. But yeah, that is a little catch up on what we'll be doing in the next couple of episodes. This episode is going to be continuing with the university because we want to be working on that. So end of last episode I was thinking about getting Central Park and slap banging it into this university area because I thought it would be quite a cool thing to have a look at, and it'd just be an interesting thing, and it just boosts the surrounding area as well for happiness and leisure and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do very quickly is move these buildings off this road. I'm just going to boop them over there for a second. So we have a good bit of space, and this train station is going to be connected straight to Central Park, which is lovely as well. What I might just do is change the road type in this area ever so slightly in a couple of different spots. So that's a one-way road. So if we could change it to that, which would be a one-way road like that, hopefully we get the crossings. No, we don't. We're going to have to do something different. What road do I have to change you to get the crossings? There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have trees in front of the train station but nowhere else, so they can just be normal in and out roads, and then it will put in the nice crossings so the pedestrians don't have to walk around here, over this crossing and then back round. They can just boop straight over the road here, which would be the better option. So we can now slap Central Park straight into this gap, nice and central-ish. And then Central Park comes with a unique feature that has a road in it already. So we're then just going to connect this road up to this road here and build off that. So if I just run a 2-lane road with some trees, which is a one-way direction, let's come away from underground view as well while we're doing this, and I'm just going to create a little one-way system all the way around. Are you the right road? Have I gone and grassed? I've gone to grass instead of trees. I am a fool. Give me trees. This is Central Park. It's meant to be beautiful. We're trying to make our citizens happy with a nice fancy area. That, yet again, is a boo-boo. So let's do it the other way around and actually use this road here. And I'm just going to flip the road around. So the U to there, and that is connected. And then we'll just have to turn this road around. So just right click to spin the road around. And then we have a nice one-way system here as well. When it comes to the Central Park, I will probably just fence this off so I can't zone on this part of the road. It's going to look weird because of the way that this cliff is here, so I don't want any zoning on either side of this road, because it just won't look very good. And then we can reposition whatever buildings we had in this area over here. So maybe the hospital can go on this part of the Central Park, and then the university building can go on the top side of it. You get that gap. Beautiful. So now we have a nice little basis to work from our university, and I know this is quite a small space for a university, so if we feel like we need to upgrade this at any point, we can just jump over this road and go into this gap here, and then maybe use this road as a dividing factor as the end of the university, and maybe pop some industrial in this gap here. I don't really want industrial next to my university because that would be a little bit icky. But that might be the best option that we have. We have had a couple of years of this up and running. It did go through its first little test, so we have got 2 academy works now. So all we have to do to upgrade this university now is to get the campus up. So we can just work on getting the campus up. So that means let's start using... I'm going to need you central because that's going to annoy me if not. Let's start drawing in some nice paths for this university. So let's go into here, go into the university. Which one did I use? This one, wherever you are, the normal university building. And if we wanted to, we can just connect some buildings straight to this road here. So if we wanted some buildings on this road, there's no real issue. We could just do that if we wanted. But we're going to try and use the paths because that is the whole point of them. And then if we wanted to, we could put some shops in here as well. So we can have some shops by the university. That might be a cool idea. So let's just start drawing-ish about where we want to be going with this. So we're going to need to come out this direction-ish somewhere. Let's draw just a basic straight lines just to work off. I like curved roads and I like curved paths and stuff like that. The problem with the university is that it's all of these buildings are quite large and very straight lined. There's no like curvature to any of these, so it's very hard to get some curved paths in that look good. It's very similar to the park aspect in that sense. What we could do is just do the little trick that we done over in Farmtown, if you remember. Farmtown, if you remember, which is where you make the grid style, but you do it at a 45-degree angle, so it looks slightly off, which appeases the eyes a little bit more than anything else. So let's try that with the university path instead. That might be something quite fun. So let's go back to the paths where I can actually find what I'm doing, and we'll just try and draw a nice little angle that we can base this off. So we do 200 by 200 and then do that. Now you are the base path that we can now build off. So we can just go in any odd direction that we want. As long as we stick to the 90-degree rule, we will then have lots and lots of fun little paths that can lead us to different buildings. I'm just doing a weird little grid, kind of zigzaggy pattern really, and that looks kind of cool to me. I might even connect that, say like I'd probably connect that straight to that road like that, or something like that. So yeah, and then you connect it to there, and then you can have connected like there, and then they can get to the road if they wanted as well, and they can cross on this roundabout if they wished as well. So we have a base shape of the kind of action that we want from these paths and how we want this university to look, because if we made it a grid, it's going to look very samey to everything else. Just by changing the angle, it may look slightly different. So let's start throwing in some buildings. We don't need dormitories because we already have 4 of them, as we already know, because that was what we did last episode. We worked on this cute little area that I'm really happy with because I like the height of things. So yeah, very happy with that. So now we can just work on some of these other buildings. So we need some student halls. Student halls I feel like would be a first ever building you'd probably come across in a university. I will admit, I never went to uni. It's something that I never did. I done AS levels at college, and then I dropped out of college and went to work because I found it very boring and tedious. I say college, I went to a 6th form because I made the mistake of going to a 6th form. That was my fault though. Let's go back to the student paths, and I don't know if I want... Do I want this to be zonable or not? I probably will, just in different spots. Can I get you to line up perfectly? Yes, I'm happy with that, and then I can zone in different little spots. I don't want it to be all perfect and samey, like just like you. I'd like to come off you at the right angle and then connect in. So we give the students some options to move about if they wished. Like you can just connect like that, and then we've made a little triangle so we can decorate that up in the future with some different little things. Probably should just press play so the game can start registering that we are putting buildings in the university, and we need a little futsal club as well, so let's put that near the student halls, because that would be something that I could be interested by. Like if you want to just come out the student halls and go play some games, you can do that. Sneak that into that gap like that. Did I just place 2 by mistake? Yes, I did. What a nugget. Get rid of that. Don't want that at all. Redraw that path in. So yeah, I think we just have to sim forward a little bit now, speed up the game, and then we can get this university to be upgrading, and then we can add some more buildings. Let's see what the attractiveness is of this university. What's the attractiveness? Yeah, so we've got enough, so we just got to wait for the academy year to end. So I'll be back once I get the new academy year report. Here we go then, just got the report in. So this is the first year report. I never got to show you this. So we've got 1,202 students come in. The attractiveness of the campus went up by 100. The level reputation didn't get changed. Intuition fees were all fine. We also unlocked all these buildings that you saw. I didn't interact with the Student of Law building quite yet. And we got the 2 academy works. This year we have got one more academy works. The attractiveness has gone up, as we already know. Students have gone down, but that is, to be expected. Some of them have probably graduated. Some of the tuition fees have gone up slightly. We are now up to recognise, and we have unlocked a load more buildings. Some outdoor study, some gymnasium, a fountain, which is beautification stuff really, and a cafeteria that we can all go in. And we've got some water simulation academy, which is small scale water analyzation by games. Okay, that's great. And a toga party. Right. I don't really know what any of that means, but that's fine. So we have finally unlocked all of that. I was just doing some fencing, so I've now fenced off this road and I've fenced off this road. So there's no zonable space, and it just looks a little bit more polished. I like that fence up on the hill, for example. That is perfectly in line with the roads if I stop playing around with the camera, and it just looks a little bit better in my opinion. Let's see if I can find a spot where I can actually look at it. So say you were living in one of these dormitories up top, you can look down into the campus, look over the top of city, over Central Park. That looks gorgeous to me. If you lived in one of these buildings right here, that'd be a great spot to live. Or even in the dormitories, you can see over. If you lived in one of them over, say you lived in this house on the corner, you could watch whatever is going on the stage with some nice binoculars from your bedroom. That'd be great fun, I think. So yeah, that is all of that. This has not been updated for some reason, and all of the zoning is gone. Why has that happened? Okay, I fixed it. I just had to do some landscaping stuff and moved it back. Obviously in the way that I landscaped. I've done a little bit before on camera to try and trim it up and make it look perfect. I must have accidentally dug underneath too far, and then it ruined the way that the game was registering this road, and decided that this road was no longer a road, it was a bridge instead. So just had to boop it back out. It means you get an extra little bit of ground here, but I will probably just trim that up off camera and tidy it back up to where I want it to be. For now, we will add some more stuff to the university. I've also added some shops around the edge of Central Park because I think it gives it a little bit more life. I think Central Park is one of the better unique buildings in this game because it offers so much and it's so big. And I just like the way that it looks as well. It really does help. And around a campus area, I think it'd be a great focal point for your campus or your university build if you're doing vanilla. So yeah, I really do enjoy that. Let's throw in some more of these university buildings that we unlocked. Let's go through them. So the outdoor study needs to be quite a nice big one. There we go. It does fit in that gap quite comfortably, actually. I don't mind that. I don't think we'll put anything on this side of the pathway. So what we'll probably do is just do some nice decorating stuff with all of that stuff in here. I might even trim up the district as such, the university, throw in some park district, and then do some park stuff in here, so it gives it some entertainment bonus around the university. That might be a fun little project into the future. What else have we got to add? We have the gymnasium. I wouldn't mind that next to the study hall, so we'll just pop that in that gap. And the other building we unlocked was the cafeteria. Just need a nice little cafeteria somewhere near the start, surely. Let's think about this. So if we put a cafeteria in here, that's a perfect little gap for it. And then we can put the university fountain just opposite it out front. And then we can do some nice decorating stuff in the future. I placed another one there by mistake, it would seem. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that because I don't want that there. I want that to be shops. Why did I do that? I don't even remember pressing that button. That is my bad. Shops rebuild. Shops rebuild is the rule of that one. So yes, the university is slowly starting to build up, and this is all you have to do really. And then you unlock some of the larger buildings that are later on. So this one is associated with the School of Law. You also get the School of Medicine, and you get the School of Science in this. And then you unlock loads of little statues and a chess club and a media labs. And some of these buildings are big, and these are the ones that you're going to struggle to fit in your university area unless your university area is large. Obviously mine isn't very large, so that is why I struggle to fit any of these buildings really in. I could, if I rearrange these pathways, I suppose I could fit one in somewhere along here, I suppose. Should we have a go at that? Yeah, let's just move you, and hopefully the School of Laws will now fit plumb down that gap. We're not going to fit much else down here. Why is that being disrupted? Is that not a perfect 90-degree angle? So either of them, it is not like... Is there a spot where that doesn't want to break either of the paths? There. That makes me think that something is slightly, ever so slightly off about either of these pathways. I can't work out by eye what it is. I also am not 100% happy with the way the terrain gets deformed, but that'll be something to play around with off screen. I'm not a massive fan of tinkering with that. I could just move you into that section there and then draw that line out a little bit further in the pathway so it looks like it matches a little bit better. Let's just do that. Then you can come out to about there and then connect in there. There we go, and that is the School of Laws in. We'll probably just put a fence around the back. Connect this pathway to something, so we'll just do that very quickly. So pathway can come along here, and that is the back of the building, so it's not going along there, is it, at all? You can see by how they're blacked out where you're not meant to be going, but it's not the most obvious of things in the world, I will admit. So there we go, we just made the same mistake again. Can we not? Can we not? Are you the right path as well? Make sure I've got the right path type, because otherwise I'm going to get a load of comments saying you've used a different path and it looks ever so slightly different. And I'm going to be annoyed because I will agree with what they'll be saying. And then I'm just going to run the path around the back as well, just so it blocks off that. See, this is what I mean about the traffic. It is an issue. We do need to be solving it very quickly. So yeah, let's think about beautification while we have a little bit more time. Let's just ignore this traffic that is queuing along here, which clearly isn't an issue because it's flowing. It's just for some reason the game is a fool. So let's work out if we can add in anything to this gap to make it look a little bit more exciting. I might now think about adding in a little bit of a park district just around in here maybe. So we'll just cut off the university district line like this. So we'll just grab this, because the park and the university share the same painting district area thing. So the park and the industrial and the university you can't have in the same area, which is a shame, but I do understand why they do that. So let's go up here. How far along do we want to be going? Up to the other side of that? Yeah, and then we're going to incorporate all of that in. So we're just going to make a little park here instead of the university. We're not exactly going to be costing anyone anything because we don't really care if they pay. It's just going to be a thing that's going to be there for a bit of fun, really. We can sneak along here, hopefully in a decent straight line, and then around the roundabout, and like that. And we've made Meadow Gardens. We can rename that. If anyone has a good idea for a name, we can do that. If not, no worries. And then we can just break one of these paths, for example, maybe that one there, and throw in the park type that we like. I'm thinking it might be quite fun for the students to have a little amusement park that they can go to. So I'm thinking let's throw in a little amusement park. So I want a main gate, but I want a small one. I don't want a big one of them. Move, 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 move. Somewhere I won't be annoyed with you. There we go. Move there. Then you can walk into that angle as well. I don't really care if they're not paying to use it. That's not the whole point of this one. The whole point is to give the students a little bit of fun in the area, really, because we don't want them to be, you know, having a boring life. We want them to be going out and having fun, and having a little amusement park in and around their campus could be quite a fun little idea. And because we've already got an amusement park, if you don't know, we have one over on the island. This is the starting island that we ever have. We have Pleasure Beach over here, which is an amusement park along the coast, or along this little cove, should I say. As we already have a 4-star amusement park, we can just use the assets that we've already unlocked on the park over here, if I can find where I'm meant to be, and fill this area out and make it look gorgeous without having to worry about unlocking stuff. So we can have a nice little cafeteria in an area. We can have a little bit of fun with this. So let's have a little cafeteria there and there, just for a little bit of symmetry's sake. Kind of cool, I think. You can do some restrooms as well. So a boys one and a girls one there and there. And then we can add in the actual fun stuff. So let's go to one of the bigger ones. So we haven't unlocked this level 5 stuff, which is the 2 larger ones. The big roller coaster is great fun, but we probably can fit in some of these other larger rides in this area because we do have quite a bit of space. So let's put this one over here, just over there on that path. And then where should the big dropper go? Where's the big dropper going? About there. What does that look like? So if you're up here on top of the ride, oh, that's cool. And then you can look over Central Park, you can look over the university. And it is about, yeah, it's taller than the dormitories over here. So that'd be excellent, wouldn't it? And if you have a fatal accident over in your amusement park, it's not far to the hospital, is it? You know, you fall off this ride and you're in critical condition, they just run you to the hospital and save your life. Obviously, that is the way you should do it. Every amusement park should have a hospital next to them. It's just a safer way to go. No one will be breaking legs or anything like that. Or they'll be dying from breaking legs at all because there's a hospital to save their life. There is a little bit of zonable space there, so I'm going to throw in some commercial. I'm going to throw in some commercial there as well because because that's a good little spot for some commercial as well. What other little things from this can we throw in? Bumper cars. I think a student would love a bumper cars. I never went to uni, like I said, but I would go to uni if they had bumper cars on site. That would be great fun. Haunted horrors, that's a little bit of a kiddie thing. Swinging boat, a little bit of a kiddie thing. Teacups, not a big fan. Pig ride, not a big fan. Carousel, I don't think students will be that impressed by that. But a couple of gaming booths for the students would be a good idea. So we can just dot a couple of them around this central area. And that should be fine. That should be all we really need, really. We put a nice plaza in, maybe just one there, just for some students to hang out in, just to go and chill out on that. I don't like that because that is messing with the train, and that looks awful, god awful. That looks. Talking of messing around with the train, I've just noticed how much that is messing around with the train. Why are you doing that? Why aren't you nice and flat? Let's move you over there. Does that help? That does not help at all. Yeah, that'll do. So now we have an amusement park called Meadow World. Let's not call it Meadow World. Let's call it something else. I'm going to leave that to the comment section. Any of you guys have an idea for what should we call this little amusement park by the uni? Maybe something university pun related, because that is quite good and I like puns. And now we can just let all of this area grow, because I think the university is pretty much done. You're not going to get too many more buildings in here. We do have more to unlock. We're only at level, I think it's 2 or something. But that will probably be about that. We won't get much more than that in. Can't think of anything else that gets unlocked. Just some different statues and math clubs, which are fine, but that will require the university leveling up multiple times, and that is something we can keep coming back to in the future. For now, we're going to need more attractiveness and more students and more academy works. Just need a little bit more attractiveness. Let's put in one more thing again. Maybe a secondary fountain. You're not going to go in there because you're not in the campus area. You're next to that fountain already. There, another fountain. It's further enough away to not be the same one, and that should give us enough attractiveness to get to the next level when we get the more academy works, and that should make us give us some more upgrades that we can play around with in the future. Anyway, this is the end of this episode because the university is doing well, and we are currently suffering a death wave, I've just noticed, in our Oil Town slip and slide district. In the next episode, we'll be working on public transport infrastructure. We are dealing with a serious death wave all over the place. That's a concern. We'll be back once the death wave is sorted out, that I'll be dealing with off screen. And then we're going to be working on harbours and other bits like that to try and help ease our traffic and bring in some more tourists to our city, and also give a boost to our industrial zone. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I've been TDavid1, and until next time, peace out.